Okay, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasha'Allah, Koholayimla, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachachadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. And just want to say the water to the Akim and Ahwah. That's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai to the best of their ability. This is Yachanan Awah. Is coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And this guy right here that you see on the screen, he appears to be an Edomite. May not be. He could be an Israelite. He could be an Edomite. He could be an Elamite. He could be a Moabite. He could be an Ammonite, because your seed line goes to your father. Skin color has absolutely nothing to do with your lineage. You can get that account in Numbers chapter 1, verse 18. And matter of fact, let me just bring it out real quick. It's not bring it out real fast, because you got people, they look at skin colors and they think that a person that looks like him is just this, he's just this white man, and there's no such thing as white people. So let me just bring this out before I get into this article real quick. But it's got Edomite written all over it, and I will say that because of the title of the article, which we'll just get right back into in a sec here. Let's get Numbers 1 and 18. Because it's very important to know when you come into this truth that colors are not ethnicities. Land masses are not ethnicities. The Lord created 18 nations of people, and everyone has a biblical nationality. So if this guy is an actual so-called white man, he would be an Edomite. If he's a so-called black man, he would be a Israelite. If he's a so-called Chinese man, he will be a Moabite. And the seed goes to the father. So, say for instance, a Chinese man could actually get with a so-called white woman, and a man can come out looking just like this man, but the seed is in the Chinese man's loins or his ball sack, not to sound graphic, and the child could come out totally looking like the so-called white woman. But guess what? He would still be a so-called Chinese man. So this is Numbers 1 and 18. It says, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees. Now that's the important word in here, the pedigree, because that's your family lineage. It says their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers. See, it don't say the house of your mothers. The woman has nothing to do with ethnicity, because those little sperms that's swimming in your father's ball sacks, that's you. That's the kid. Those are kids already before he actually even meet a woman. When he dumps those seeds into that woman is like ground. She nurtures those seeds. The seed comes forth, and it is what the father is. It's no different than planting cucumbers or watermelons or anything that you plant in a garden. Tomatoes. If you plant tomato seeds, you're going to get tomatoes. If you plant cucumber seeds, you're going to get cucumbers. If you plant watermelon seeds, you're going to get so on and so forth. Squash, you name it. Peppers, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the way that the Lord created things. Mixed, that would be an abomination to the Lord. That's confusion. That is not the way that the Lord set things up. The Lord set things up in order. So it would be confusion to say that a person is mixed. To say that you're biracial, multiracial, and all these different things. The so-called white man came up with those terms. And recently, matter of fact, it was really popularized in the 1970s. Okay, but let me read this from the top again, and I'll get some of this article to just show you this is Edomite shit. Even though like I said, it's not a skin color thing, because he could easily be an Israelite. Numbers 1 and 18, again, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward by their polls. So your registry or your ancestry, your family tree, when you go to these family reunions, who do you think that tree is about? Now you might have a lady's name in there, because that's the American way, but your seed goes to your father. The family tree, that's all about your dad. Just is what it is, man. And in America, because of feminism, these women, they get all uptight and weird, you know what I'm saying? Because they, when you get to telling them about the scriptures like this, they feel some kind of way. They feel left out. But okay, but no, you played an important part, but you don't have anything to do with the ethnicity of the child. It just is what it is, man. That's the way that the Lord created it. And you have to accept that. And a lot of women, they don't, because they're American or they westernized and they believe what the so-called white man told them, that, you know what I'm saying. And then he left you with all these babies. He took your man out of the home and made you the damn head of the household. And now you are here struggling with 3 jobs. So why would you listen to him? Anyway, let's go back to the article. And check this Edomite out. Well, damn. Where the fuck did the article go? They just took the damn article away. Salakia, bear with me real quick. Let me go back in here. Let me see if I can pull it back up. Oh, here we go, right here. So this is what happened. I seen this story the other day. This is in Law and Crime again. If you brothers are having problems with coming up with lessons, just go to this Law and Crime app, and you're gonna be able to come up with a lesson, man. You know, you should be able to get something out of it. You know. Now it says, she said, "Ouch," and collapsed. Woman sitting on front porch with family on Christmas, shot by stray bullet from neighbor testing out new gun. This is some Edomite shit. It's some Edomite shit. You know what I'm saying? Now Jake, he might do some stupid shit like this too, but you know, yeah, you gotta just, we put it together. This is Duncan, Oklahoma. A woman was sitting on her front porch of a home in rural Oklahoma when suddenly she was shot, apparently by a neighbor who was testing out his new gun. Cody Wayne Adams. Yeah, anytime you see the name Cody, that's an Edomite name. 33, has been charged with first-degree manslaughter. The defendant was arrested at about 7:30 p.m. on the evening of the holiday. You know, you probably had some drinks, probably a damn sniff of coke or some fentanyl or some shit to go along with it. An elderly woman was sitting on a covered front porch with members of her family at a home on County Road 1800. Yeah, anytime you see County Road, shit like that, it's some Edomite shit. Salakia, though. The woman was holding a baby in her left arm, so the baby could have been hit, and sitting on a love seat, according to the probable cause affidavit. Gunshots are believed to have rang out in the area. The woman commented that someone got a new gun for Christmas, according to the affidavit. Not long after, however, the woman said, "Ouch," and collapsed. The woman had been shot, with the bullet entering to her right upper arm and entering her chest. Golly. And I'm telling them what that boy was shooting. What's the gun this boy was shooting? The deputies first responded. They arrived at the scene about 3:15 p.m. and noticed the victim had a gunshot wound. She was pronounced dead soon after. There were no indications the child or anyone else was hurt. Deputies later received a call stating an individual had just received a gun for Christmas and was target practicing in his backyard, and that they believed it would be pointing in the direction of the scene. That's some Edomite shit. How you target practicing in your backyard? Investigators followed up on the lead, traveling to the report address, and spoke to the man there. The man, alleged to be Adams, confirmed he was shooting at a target in his backyard and that he had heard that someone had died from a gunshot wound a couple of rows over. A couple of rows over, bro. Now that lets you know right there too. Let's get this. Let's get this scripture real quick. Just let you know. Scripture talks about how it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of a living God. So I'm going to grab 2 real quick. Deuteronomy 32 and 39. And it reads, "See now that I, even I, am He, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand." So it was just meant for that bullet to fly over those couple of rows and hit her ass directly where it hit her at. And we know that too. You know, the Lord, he sets these things up. Let's get 1 Samuel 2 and 6. And he killed 2 birds with 1 stone. Getting that clown off the street, he probably, ain't no telling. Damn white supremacist could be working for ICE. He was probably practicing his new weapon for ICE. Salakia. 1 Samuel 2 and 6. The Lord Yahweh killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. So we know that that's the Lord that struck her ass. Let's get Amos 3 and 6 real quick. We'll jump back in there. Amos 3 and 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and the Lord have not done it. And that evil is going off into to disaster or a bad time, man. Let's go back in here and see what else is in here. Oh, Salakia. Damn, why does it keep doing that? I don't know why it's not keeping it up there. It's not like I'm coming out of it. Okay, so it says, investigators also reportedly learned that he had bought himself a Glock 45 for Christmas. That's Esau. That's that sword. And that his neighbors had heard him shooting about 20 rounds Thursday afternoon at a Red Bull can in his backyard. Yeah, that's some Edomite shit, man. A deputy was blunt with the suspect, according to ABC News, telling him he believed his shooting may have caused the woman's death. Adams reportedly responded emotionally. He was visibly upset and began to cry. But let's get the scriptures on Esau with the, he got to have that sword, man. We're just running through him. We're just moving in the spirit just to show who Esau is, man. Because that's a part of this truth. This is a part of our work, is to identify Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, for who he really is. Matter of fact, that's in 27. Genesis 27. Let me start at verse 39. And it reads, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. See, Esau got so much land, he probably thought that he can shoot that gun like that. He got the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. So they, Esau got the best of the lands. Esau got fucking yards, man, you got to drive your car to them. They got to get in their car and drive to their mailbox. Straight up. But this is the point right here. Verse 40, and by thy sword shalt thou live. See, that sword is that modern day gun. And this is Esau. This is definitely talking about Esau, because you can go up verse 38 right here. We can get the point, to prove that. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above, and by thy sword shalt thou live. See, Esau living off that sword today. He got nuclear missiles. He got nuclear warheads attached to damn tankers and ships. He can fly a drone over your shit. This man has perfected the sword. And shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Because at one point we did have them under subjection through our beloved King David. So let's see what else is in here. And he wept. Matter of fact, let's get this too. I think what's that, Hebrews, because it talks about him weeping. Let me see if I can find that. I might have to type it in. Yep, right here. But this is Esau. Once he get caught up, he gets to crying. Esau, Hebrews 12:16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau. So this is going into the New Testament. So we know this man is still around. Who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For ye know how that afterwards, when he would have had for ye know how that afterwards, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected, for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. So let's go back to Esau crying after he done this bullshit. You out there just shooting a damn gun at a Red Bull can. Okay, it says, Adams reportedly responded emotionally. He was visibly upset and began to cry. And they're going to give him a slap on the wrist. The deputy further said that while he was shooting towards the ground in his backyard, there was nothing behind his property to stop any bullets from traveling beyond his property and hurting someone. Adams' report appeared in court on Friday and was given a bond of $100,000. See, that ain't no bond. I mean, that ain't really nothing, He probably paid that little bit of money and got the fuck on out the same night. The Post said, okay, that was pretty much it with the article. That was it. $100,000, and that's Esau. See, again, we use the scriptures to point Esau out. He's being found out. So when you go back and you go into Psalm 73, because $73,000, had that been a nigga just shooting a gun, talking about he was target practicing and he killed somebody, Ain't no $100,000 jumping off. You crazy? They gonna throw your ass in there, and you ain't getting no bond. You gonna be in that bitch until the court date, and when the court date comes around, they gonna give you all the time that they can give your ass. Psalm 73:3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. He probably went through there, dropped that little 10,000. I think is what is it, 10%, whatever. You know, somebody came through there, put some money up on his ass, whatever, and got his ass right out of there. He probably sitting up, chilling out right now. Got a lawyer already on deck. You know what I'm saying? We can do this, we can do that, we can say this, we can do that. They probably gonna, give him a little slap on the wrist. He might do a year. He may not even do a year. He might just do whatever, probation, little anklet on. You know what I'm saying? Don't get in no trouble, or you can't. We'll seize your guns. You can't be, within whatever amount of feet of a damn gun for 2 years or whatever the case may be, man. Esau is just not in trouble like that. But again, let's go to 2 Thessalonians 2:3. Because this man got to be revealed before the Lord's coming. This is a part of the prophecy. 2 Thessalonians 2:3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. And that's Esau Edom, man. Don't let these people fool you into thinking that there's some red guy underground. There's this big burning lake underground. It's just in the middle of the planet. You just be wondering like, damn, my shoes are hot today. Maybe it's hell being turned up. My soles of my shoes are melting on my flip-flops or something in the summer. No, man, that's not scriptural, man. There's no red guy underground. He doesn't, some guy with the spandex suit. He got the little trident or the little pitchfork or what they would call it. Little pointed tail. He got the 2 little horns on his head. And he's torturing people. He's just poking them in the ass with that pitchfork. Until they jump off into that lake of fire and they just, sitting there sizzling forever. That's not scriptural, man. This is Esau Edom. The man of sin, the son of perdition, is Esau Edom, the so-called white man. He's the progenitor of the white race. You can clearly see these people are full gun ho on being wicked. Everywhere they go is just destruction. Everywhere they go, people are depressed and oppressed and fucked all up. The animals are all fucked all up. He's testing rockets all damn day long. He's shooting down rockets in the oceans. He's shooting, testing nuclear weapons in damn space. Then you just gotta just hope that you're not in the wind level, in the wind blowing your way from the fallout and fuck you up. Groundwater all fucked up. Everything all fucked up with this man being in charge, man. Verse 4, it says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he is God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Whether you're the people just celebrating Christmas, white Santa Claus, white Jesus, white God, white disciples, white prophets, white Mary, white Joseph. Every goddamn thing is white people and shit with this whole holiday, idolatrous holiday that just passed. He's all want to be all seeing, all knowing. He's listening in on your microphone. He's tapped into your camera. Cameras all over the damn freeways. License plate readers all over the place. He's zooming in on your ass on the neighbor's Ring doorbell hookup. He wants to be all knowing. Satellites all over the place. Hubbard's telescopes and shit. He's telling you about NASA and how they can see Jupiter, but they can't tell you about these flying objects, that's called UFOs that's flying through the skies. Here you go, you got a telescope that can look out billions of fucking miles into the fucking skies, but then you got shit right here in your atmosphere, and you trying to tell me you don't have no photos or real up close personal pictures of these things, right? So, Esau, man, he has destroyed the place, man. So we know who he is. So we have to point their asses out. But let's go back to this guy one more time. Let's get one more picture of this guy. They didn't show no picture of the woman, but this sounded like some Edomite shit. He started crying. They're gonna use that in court. They're gonna use that in court. Well, look at this nigga. Well, my client, look at him. This big ass, big neck, big head ass nigga crying. Well, my client, he felt all the remorse, Your Honor. He didn't mean to do it. He just made a gross mistake. You know how them lawyers be, man. This nigga, man, he ain't gonna get no time. He's probably out right now drinking some beer, chuckling with his buddies. Probably done already went to the police station and asking when can he get his guns back. You know how that be. When can I get my guns back? this Esau. So I'm ending out there, man. I pray that the lesson was edifying with that. Kwame Yashala and the Bible Ball.